I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rekah Wakadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders that are out there teaching the truth to the sincerity in the byways and highways. And in this lesson, I just want to talk about the foods that you are supposed to be eating. So I'm going to start off with Genesis 9:3. As you can see here, it says, "Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you, even as the green herb have I given you all things." But when it talks about this, it doesn't mean like if you continue reading on, you're not supposed to literally eat everything, because it shows in the commandments what you're supposed to eat, what you're not supposed to eat. And so I'm gonna go to Genesis 1:29. 1:29. Okay. And it says, "And the Most High said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, and which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be meat." So all the plants we have on the earth and all the herbs we have, we're allowed to use those, like, to be able to eat and then make stuff with it. And then now I'm gonna go to I'm going back to Genesis 9 and then going to 4. And this one says, but flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat. So eating rare meat or eating an animal like that's not cooked, you're not supposed to eat. And then I'm gonna go to Leviticus 17:14. 17:14. All right. All right, it says, For it is the life of all flesh, the blood of it is for the life thereof. Therefore I said unto the children of Israel, Ye shall eat the blood of no manner of flesh, for the life of all flesh is the blood thereof. Whosoever eateth it shall be cut off. So that's saying, whoever in Israel eats the flesh of raw meat, or eats the flesh of an animal, like eating rare meat, like the meat's not cooked all the way, still has all that blood in it, you're going to be cut off from the tribe of Israel. And then I'm going to also go into Exodus. Right here. Exodus 11. Let me make sure. Exodus 11. No. I went to the wrong spot. Give me one moment. I believe. Oh yeah, 12. Okay. As you can see here, it's in 12. It says, eat not of raw, nor sodden with water, but roast with fire his head with his legs, and with the persistence thereof. And then if you look up sodden, it says boiled. So when you boil meat, it's like all that blood that's in the meat is getting boiled with the thing you're eating. So if you go to Leviticus chapter 11, and then from verse 1 up until like around 26, you can go farther, but I'm just going to read this real quick. It says, And the Lord spake unto Moses, and said to Aaron, saying unto them, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. So going down from here, it talks about all, like, basically everything you can eat. It tells you, like, specifically what the features of these animals have. Like it says, Whosoever parteth the hoof and is cloven-footed, and cheweth of the cud among the beasts that ye shall eat. So animals like, I believe, deer, cows. There's other animals, I believe, buffalo. It says, Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew of the cud, or that divide of the hood as a camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not of the hoof. he is. Alright, so Salakia, my bad for that. Alright, and it says, and the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the bear and the hare, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the swine, though he divide the hoof, he be cloven-footed, yet he... Wait. Salakia. And the swine, though he divide the hoof, and be clove-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean. I believe swine is pigs, pork, and a lot of people eat pork like ham and all that. And I believe ham is pork, and people eat on their piece and all that, not knowing that that's pork. Alright. Alright, and it says, of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch, they are unclean unto you. These shall ye eat of all that are in the... Salakia. Okay. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever hath fins and scales in the water, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. So I believe stuff like, the only stuff I know is salmon. I don't think it's called buffalo fish. And let's see, there's salmon, fillets. Those are the only fish I know. But there's other fish that you can eat. And then it says, and all that have not fins and scales in the sea, and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing and if any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you. So I know catfish you're not supposed to eat because the way they eat shrimp, you're not supposed to eat because they eat the bacteria of the sea. And there's like oysters, you're not supposed to eat because they eat the bacteria of the sea. And then, as you can see, there's people like fancy restaurants, give out shrimp and oysters. Like, they make it like all fancy, but you're eating an animal that doesn't eat. It's eating stuff it shouldn't be, like, it's eating the bacteria like poop. You're consuming something that's eating that, so you are what you eat. And it says, they shall be even an abomination unto you. You shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcasses an abomination. Whatsoever hath no fins nor scales in the water, that shall be an abomination unto you. And these are they which ye shall have an abomination among the fowls. Have in an abomination among the fowls. They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle, the ossifrage, the osprey, and the vulture, and the kite after its kin, every raven after his kind, and the owl, and the nighthawk, and the cuckoo, and the hawk after his kind, and the little owl, and the, I believe that's cormorant, and the great owl, and the swan, and the pelican, and the gear eagle, and the stork, the heron after her kind, and the lapwing, and the bat. And all this corona started from the bat, apparently. All fowls that creep going upon all four shall be an abomination unto you. Yet these may ye eat of every flying, creeping thing that goeth upon all four, which have legs above their feet, to leap withal upon the earth. Even these of them ye may eat. The locust after his kind, and the bald locust after his kind, and the beetle after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind. I believe the beetle and grasshopper, I believe those are great sources of protein. But all other flying, creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you. So I believe spiders. I believe we can't eat roaches. There's other insects also. And it says, and for these ye shall be unclean. Whatsoever toucheth the carcass of them shall be unclean until the even. Salakia. And for these ye shall be unclean. Whosoever toucheth the carcass of them shall be unclean until the evening. And whosoever beareth out of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the evening. The carcass of every beast which divideth the hoof is not clove-footed, nor cheweth the cud, are unclean unto you. Everyone that toucheth them shall be unclean. So I'm going to go up into this part, but if you keep reading down below, it tells you, like, it just goes deeper and deeper. And then I'm going to show you guys a book that I have. It tells you about, like, it talks about all the plants we eat, because before, when I was reading, you seen how it said, every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you, even as the green herb. And I have a book that talks about all the herbs you can use, like eat and all that, or use. And then the book also tells you the benefits. Give me 1 second. All right, this is it's called the Enclopedia of Herbal Medicine. I bought this off Amazon. They sell it at Barnes & Noble.